I've hunted pronghorn a handful of times, but the last time was in college. I've been accumulating points for over 12 years for a trophy unit in Colorado. After not drawing again this year, I decided to reach out to Zach Dorr, who has been trying to get me up to Wyoming for over a year. The Cowboy State is loaded with pronghorn and has lots of public land. So I'm excited to head north and give it a try. Thrilled to be representing hunting the public land. It's the way most people in the country hunt and can be frustrating, but it can be very, very rewarding as well. There's a pronghorn buck. It's one of those we saw the first evening. He's about 140 yards away right there. How exciting is that? I'm gonna have to make a move if I'm gonna get him before he crosses over.
Victory begins with a single step. It is formed in strategy, tested by adversity, and forged with an iron will. But for victory to be pure, it must be earned. Join host Willie Schmidt on an epic quest to rediscover the last best pure hunts that are accessible to everyone, if they're willing to go the extra mile.
Pure Hunting is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. Winchester, the American legend. OnX Maps, visualize success. And by Spot Hog, the world's toughest archery products. ESP, your hearing matters. And by Tenzing Packs, go further, hunt longer. High Mountain Seasoning, make your own jerky, sausage, smoked meats, and more. And by Outdoor Edge Swing Blade, the swing blade with 2 blades in one to open game like a zipper. I haven't hunted pronghorn antelope for years, but after joining Chris on his Colorado pronghorn hunt last year and not drawing my tag in Colorado this year, I gladly accepted an offer from Zach Dorr to hunt in Wyoming. Zach is a newer friend I met through social media. Although the timing isn't good for this hunt, with his wife due with their second child any day, he offered to host me as long as he could and show me some of his favorite spots. Zach, his dad Sean, and the rest of their family are all avid hunters and love the game-rich area where they live in Gillette. Shortly after I arrive, we quickly go to a friend's property to shoot a few rounds. Although the conditions aren't ideal with the high winds, I want the confidence that the gun is on. After shooting, we have just enough time for a quick drive to check out a few spots Zach likes. One is a very unique piece that you wouldn't expect to find pronghorn in. With lots of trees, it's a great looking spot for deer, but I was surprised to find antelope in there. Although there's only about an hour of light left, I'm taking my gun since the season is on, and if you don't have your gun, that's when you'll have an opportunity.
So if you look, this meadow right here,
Yeah.
so then you got that next little creek bottom. That set of trees, you can go, it's like another 200 yards past there. You can go up to the ridge line and then back down to the interstate. See where it banks to the right here?
Yeah.
And it comes up and tips back.
Yep.
Usually a pretty good buck always comes walking out of over there.
Just a whole hodgepodge of patchwork of private and BLM, huh? Oh, there's a pronghorn down at the bottom. It just went behind a tree. Dang.
That's the thing. I mean, they can be in there and you won't even know it till they stand up.
You see him moving across there? 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock from that bent cottonwood up and then opening beyond it. Now they've just moved off. There's got to be 5 or 6 pronghorn in there. 7.
Might be just off to the side too much.
8. Big herd. 9. 10. 11. I don't know if they're on the public or not. I don't see the fence.
Different seeing antelope down in this country, huh?
I know. Well, they're running through here like freaking whitetails.
Yeah. You'll come up in here and I mean, there'll be 100 antelope.
How'd you find this little hole?
High school.
Is that right?
Checking maps. Yep. It's deceiving though, because that sagebrush down in there, it doesn't look like it's that deep, but there's places it'll be up to your neck.
No kidding.
And then all of a sudden the whole herd will just stand up.
There's 2 out there.
Past that fence.
Is it past the fence?
Yeah.
You're going the wrong way. Come back. Even down there in the barn.
I might take and back up and go run and look around that.
Okay.
Look on that other section of the river bottom. see what I can see back that way.
All right. You're moving down the path. You know, you glass, nothing else. Where'd you come from?
Yeah. It's wild when you get down in there how deep that grass and that sage is.
We wrap up day 1 with light fading and the pronghorn bucks on the wrong side of the boundary fence. I do have some of the pronghorn spotted on the private on the other side of the public, but I can't seem to find the 4 that were hanging out over in this area. Scent Defense, 100% all natural and 100% DEET free, with the power to attract deer with its sweet citrus aroma. Scent Defense, the all-in-one technology that kills human odor, repels insects, and attracts deer naturally. Zach was able to start the second day with me, and we headed to the spot we saw the pronghorn last night, hoping they had crossed to the public land. They didn't, so we decide on a plan for the rest of the day. Unfortunately, those don't work either. Zach's baby is on the way. We've spent a little bit last night and today learning some of the areas and driving around. I've seen a lot of antelope, but they've always been just off the property line of the stuff that we can hunt. Thought we'd spend the afternoon up hiking around here and come up, and there's a camp of out-of-state hunters here. A couple of vehicles, lots of tents, another vehicle that looks like it's probably already getting hunted pretty hard. So, plan C for the day. Driving around, finding spots, glassing for pronghorn, and seeing what we can hunt. You can hear the highway behind me. And with these GPS chips anymore, everybody can see what's public access. I haven't been here since 9:30 this morning, so you just never know who's been in here glassing, just even walking around, messing it up. I do have some of the pronghorn spotted on the private on the other side of the public, but I can't seem to find the 4 that were hanging out over in this area. Really like to find them and see if they might be heading this way. They're on this line. We're getting down low. This sagebrush, there's some really tall stuff, which is good and bad. Helps stalking, but it's going to make it difficult to see that. I'll bet you it's over the tops of a lot of their backs. Day 2 ends with a cool encounter with a nice whitetail buck, but no pronghorn. That's a pretty cool encounter. 10, 12 yards. But unfortunately, even though he couldn't smell us, he blew and went that way, and you just hate that alarm sound anytime you're stalking an animal, even if it's of different species. We're still on him, but they have to come within probably 150 yards. Just want to get to this tree and sit in glass until we can't see anymore. The good news is, after seeing them last night and watching them this morning, that they are working this way. They're not staying all so far out there. About out of light. Got about 150 yards to the end of the property line until it turns private again, and I don't want to blow the chance to come back tomorrow. I mean, if something stepped out right now, I'd be able to take a shot, but I don't want to go walking in there with this low light, have them see me and blow out of here. We've still got a couple more days and a couple opportunities here and other spots, so I think it's best to head out of here, keep them comfortable in this area, and hopefully they'll stay in the bottoms. Give it a shot. It was great to get down in the bottom to see what the terrain is like, so I know what to expect if an opportunity presents itself in the next few days.
It's one of those we saw the first evening, but I'm gonna have to make a move if I'm gonna get him before he crosses over. He's quartering away, just standing there. Yeah, I'm gonna take him.
How'd you come up with the concept of Quiet Cat, and what does the Quiet Cat offer that other modes of transportation don't offer?
The Quiet Cat is a small vehicle, and it's a quiet vehicle where the ATV isn't. It's portable, it's lightweight, it's quiet, it's powerful, it's got a big suspension system, and it will go 50 miles. If there's an obstacle that you can't get around, you can pick it up.
Not needing a trailer, you
Not
don't have
needing
to
a trailer.
register it.
No. It's as important as my bow. I mean, it's a tool for me to get around and be efficient, quiet, and effective.
Quiet Cat. Hunt like a cat.
I've headed to some other areas, but I keep coming back to this unique piece of property. It's such a neat spot, and I've been seeing pronghorn here. I keep hoping that they will cross over to the public ground to give me an opportunity.
It's a little cooler and colder this morning, but we're back on the river property that Zach brought us to the first night. We've been seeing antelope here every single night and day, but they've been all around and just either on the other side of the river just off of our unit or just off the property line, probably close to a half mile. So got up here a little bit earlier and hopefully we're gonna find them on the public access. Seen elk, deer, both whitetail and muleys, turkeys, and antelope here, so it's a pretty game-rich environment, which is pretty fun. Not too far from the highway, you can hear and see the cars going in the background, but you gotta hunt what's available, and this one's right off the highway. But at some point, you get tired of viewing animals, you want to find something you can stalk. There's a pronghorn buck. He's pretty close. It's one of those we saw the first evening. He's working towards the property line. He's got several hundred yards to go, but I'm gonna have to make a move if I'm gonna get him before he crosses over.
A lot of eyes are moving this way, going down to the bottom, which could be good. As long as she doesn't bust. If one of them catches movement, gigs up.
Looks like they're totally relaxed, just milling around there, feeding a little bit. Got some trees between me and them. If I can make it up to that tree, it's about 80 yards away. I can get everything ready. They're in range. The problem is now the sage is a negative for me. I can't get a good shot. All I see is backs and heads. The wind's still quartering. I want to work around and get to one of those trees over there. It looks like sage may get a little bit shorter. They're right there, they're feeding. The sun's starting to come out. I gotta stay in the shade. I'm gonna get to this tree, see what the setup looks like. He's about 140 yards away right there. There's two does only about 100 yards. He's quartering away, just standing there. That's one of those bucks we saw yesterday. I'm gonna take him. That's one of those bucks we saw yesterday. I'm gonna take him. Hi, I'm Willie Schmidt with Pure Hunting, here to talk to you about Sawyer and its line of insect repellent products. They have traditional insect repellent, they have a combination sunscreen and insect repellent, and they also have what I think is the greatest product, is permethrin. It's a spray-on clothing treatment to protect you from insects like mosquitoes, ticks, and chiggers. The great thing about all of these products is that it's odorless. For the hunter and the outdoorsman, you don't need to worry about it spooking game. Spray the front and back of your clothing, paying special attention to the cuffs, both on your pants and your jacket. Each application is good for up to 6 washings, and then you just let it hang for a minimum of 2 hours, 4 hours in high humidity, and you're ready to go. If you're not familiar with Sawyer and their line of sunscreen and insect repellents, make sure you go to Sawyer.com and check them out. Hey Pure Hunting fans, I really appreciate your support this season. To keep up to date with Pure Hunting and watch episodes from previous seasons, be sure to check us out on Facebook and the updated website, purehunting.com. This segment brought to you by Nose Jammer. Nose Jammer is the solution to hunting with shifting winds. Simply apply to your boots and clothes, the base of your tree, and in and around the tree limbs. This cloud of Nose Jammer jams an animal's ability to detect and track human odor. Jam 'em with Nose Jammer. Pure Hunting is sponsored by Fox Pro, high performance game calls. Hoyt, get serious, get Hoyt. And by Wooden Stream, outfitting adventures since 1957. Sportsman Guide, for everything to outfit your passion at the lowest prices guaranteed. Bog Pod, versatility to find, accuracy anywhere. And by Bowjacks, the world's best designed archery dampening system. Top Secret Deer Sense, oxygen free from collection to bottle. And by these sponsors. That's one of those bucks we saw yesterday. I'm gonna take him. Take him. He's got 6 does waiting up there. They're just looking back. He must have just dropped. I didn't see it through the scope. What a stalk. How exciting is that? Got a little of the post-shot adrenaline rush right now. It worked out this morning. We were here the first night, a couple of times yesterday, and figured maybe if we came in this morning, they'd actually be on the property we could hunt. Saw them in there, thought they might work off. One doe busted me working in here and just waited her out. She finally went back to feeding and we got him right down here in this bottom. And then up on top of that knob, that's where we spotted him from. I was able to get that last 100 yards with no problem. The wind was quartering this way. If they got out there, I think they'd have winded me. But it just worked out great. And I can't wait to check him out. Zach's gonna be pumped. I said, let's celebrate 2 things tomorrow night, meaning tonight. Birth of his son and a pronghorn kill. Half of it's done. Now it's just up to time to see if his wife's going to deliver today. Horn tips. Boy, Zach was right. These animals, big bodied for a pronghorn and a lot of mass. He's not real tall. Got a lot of mass. Pretty good hooks. You know, pretty tall above the ears and then just not a lot of height after that. But he hooks back good. He's got good mass. Just a beautiful animal. And frankly, you know, it's more about the experience for me anyway. Haven't hunted pronghorn in years, I mean since college, so it really kind of got me excited to do that again. Just awesome. Pronghorn use their incredible eyesight and speed to avoid predators. That's why the spot Zach brought me to is so unique. A river bottom with all these trees is not someplace I would ever expect to consistently find pronghorn. Just learning new country, meeting new people, and then just putting your skills to the test. These are wily animals. I mean, they've got those sort of bulbous eyes for a reason. They can see you coming from a long way off, and then they use their speed to get away from you. Great stock, great weather, great people, good shot. no tracking job. It's the way most people in the country hunt, and thrilled to be representing it, hunting the public land. It can be frustrating, but it can be very, very rewarding as well. I had to walk back to the truck and bring a little bit better pack, and a lot of these pronghorn places you can drive up to where you kill it, but this is essentially a walk-in area. So just got to take it up over those bluffs over there. We'll be home free.
I packed out the buck. I got a text from Zach that his wife Katie gave birth to their son Korbyn. What a great way to end a really fun hunt. We do get to celebrate two things tonight.
Well guys, thanks for having me up here to hunt. I can't believe how the social media thing works. You just kind of wonder what that fit's going to be like, and you're always taking a little bit of chance, not only for me coming up here, but for you hosting me, and it worked out great. I appreciate it, and I hope this isn't the last time we hunt together.
We can have a real hunt next time.
Yeah.
Get the whole family out.
All right. Yep.
Sending you guys out to the four corners.
Yep.
This was another fun hunt. I got to meet some really neat people while I hunted pronghorn for the first time in years. The entire Dorr family were great hosts. It's still amazing to me how hunting and social media can forge great friendships before you even actually meet face to face. Congratulations to Zach and Katie with the addition of Korbyn, and I can't wait to meet up with them again for another Wyoming pure hunting adventure. This season on Pure Hunting.
All right, buddy, let's do it. I get dizzy just looking up there. And that is a goat hunt.